Good morning, colleagues. So we were called to this special session for a vital yet narrow purpose: to comply with the judge's order to remedy the unlawful maps that this body passed along partisan lines in 2021. Today is the second day this week that we are voting on issues not only outside the scope of the governor's proclamation convening our special session, but outside the scope of our authority and influence as state legislators. Georgia House Democrats showed up in good faith to do the business of the people and pass lawful maps. And unfortunately, what we have arrived to instead is two maps that fall short of complying with the district court's order, and a resolution, the primary purpose of which is political gamesmanship. Simply put, this resolution was brought forward to force Democrats into making a binary choice on matters where these choices fail to capture the reality or nuance of the situation. Right? If Democrats vote yes on this, we give no weight to the legitimate concerns about the center and about our right to protest. But if we vote no on this, you'll say we're against public safety. You've probably got the attack ads drafted up and ready to print for 2024. It's a win-win for you, it's a lose-lose for us. This resolution is a game of Democrat gotcha. And I think that is so sad, because what it means is we are spending our valuable time doing this instead of spending our time doing work that could actually improve Georgians' lives. I want to be very, very clear about something. I condemn violent protest. I support training our police. And if the Public Safety Training Center goes to a vote and the people vote in support of the training center, I will support the training center. But based on the resolution as it's written in front of me, I cannot in good conscience vote yes. I see this resolution and this vote for what it is: a thinly veiled attempt to sow Democratic division and frame us for something we are not. And I will not fall for that. I will not cede the issue of public safety to the majority party. Democrats are the party of public safety. We know that Georgians want safety and security, and we have real policy solutions to get us there, as opposed to performative resolutions. Police training is an important aspect of public safety, but it is just one aspect of public safety. For Georgians to truly be safe, we have to take action to address the housing crisis. We have got to make investments in mental health services. We need access to good education, good jobs, good childcare. We've got to have clean air and water. We've got to reform the criminal justice system with its over-reliance on mass incarceration. We need to provide sufficient re-entry support to people who have served their time. And we have got to start talking about why there are so many guns on our streets, which not only put our police in jeopardy, but put our children in jeopardy. It is the height of irony that you want to put Democrats on record on public safety by voting on this resolution, yet you are unwilling to put yourselves on record by allowing a single common sense gun safety bill to vote. All right, there's one more point I want to make. This resolution refers to out-of-state groups who have engaged in violence and property damage as part of their campaign against the training center. I join you in condemning those actions, and I want those folks out of Georgia. However, I also want to make clear that there are many people here in Georgia, in my district, including myself, who have real and legitimate concerns about the construction of the facility and the process behind it. Do not dismiss those concerns by conflating us with extremist, violent protesters. Do not dismiss those concerns by suggesting that we can't hold those concerns in one hand and believe in public safety in the other. It is not lost on me that not a single person who sponsored this resolution represents the city of Atlanta or DeKalb County. Athens, Gainesville, Milledgeville, Macon, Brunswick, yes, but not Atlanta. And look, I think that's a really important point, not just as a jab against members who claim local control is important until it doesn't favor them, but because it is easier to oversimplify issues when you are not familiar with those issues. As a member of the minority party, I may not be able to stop performative resolutions from being written and forced upon us, but I can use this opportunity to give a voice to my constituents who have concerns and explain to you why the issues concerning the center are not simple and not straightforward the way they are presented in this resolution. So I'm going to share just a few criticisms raised about the training center. One, there's environmental concerns, specifically around the impact of the construction to the South River and the South River Forest. Two, there's criticisms about the location of the facility near a residential, predominantly Black neighborhood, and questions about whether the city made a good faith effort to find a more suitable location. Three, some residents are upset that the city of Atlanta broke a promise to build a large green space in the land where the center is now located. 4, some residents who live by the facility worry that their home values will go down and that there will be noise coming out of the center, including the sound of gunshots. 5, others criticize that the city has misrepresented the cost of the project to taxpayers by tens of millions of dollars. 6, Attorney General Carr has aggressively and with great fanfare politicized the arrests of opponents of the training center. He brought overly broad domestic terrorism charges against a large swath of people, and doing so has had a chilling effect on our constitutional right to protest and assemble. That should concern everyone in this building. And finally, and again, this is not an exhaustive list, but opponents of the center have spent thousands of hours engaging in a citizen-led petition process. They wanted to put this issue on the ballot. And yet those petitions have not been processed. Now, I would be remiss if I did not also say there are many people in my district who support the center. That is also true. But I hope that what I have shown you today is there are real concerns, real issues, valid criticisms. And even though it doesn't fit the narrative that you want to tell about Democrats, I can tell you the majority of folks with those concerns also want a well-trained police force. And we all want to be safe. So please, be honest with yourselves. If this facility was in your district, and these were the issues that your neighbors were grappling with, would you be forcing this vote on a reductive and oversimplified resolution on this body? If your answer to that is no, please vote no.